The MacGuffin Experience is a podcast about the world of young actors at MacGuffin Theatre Film Company in Philadelphia.
Welcome to the MacGuffin Experience Season 1, Episode 4. I'm Sunny Giacobbe.
I'm Ione Spangler.
I'm Christian Price.
And I'm Aiden Rakin.
The topic of today is transportation. What is your favorite way to get around?
My favorite way to get around is definitely plane, because when I was really little, the first time I ever took a plane, I was going to North Carolina, and my mom gave me a bunch of pieces of gum, and she made me spit it out in paper she had, and then the last 5 or 4 pieces, when I was almost out of the flight, I swallowed all of them, and my mom was like, Ione, you could get very sick, and I was like, okay, sure.
That's hilarious.
Did you?
I did not get sick, which is good.
Woo.
It's proof.
Okay. Well, my favorite form of transportation is probably by boat, rowboat specifically, because it's just so peaceful. I'm in crew, and it's so peaceful on the Schuylkill, which is where I like to row. And although there is this there's this island on the Schuylkill that's it's literally made out of people's garbage. I have no idea how it got there. Presumably it's litter. They threw it from the side of the big road right by where I row. And while I'm rowing, I've crashed into that island twice. My boat got all dirty, super duper dirty. Trust me, it was icky. It did not end well. Either time.
My favorite type of transportation is a train. I really love looking at the side of the train and seeing all the scenery. When I was younger, I had a lot of model trains. I used to have this big train table in my basement, and I used to have my model trains going on this electric little thing. It was so much fun.
So cute.
I think my favorite type of transportation is plane, because I love the excitement and the adventure that I get to wake up early, and I get to go.
Wake up early?
Seriously, who likes waking up early?
No, I love the feeling of it, you know? And I get to go through everything the TSA security, and I get on the plane, and me and my family travel a lot, so it's a core memory, I think. That
I feel that. Yeah. I feel it the same.
Yeah.
Our special guest today is Elijah Teel, who is a senior in high school. Elijah Teel has been a part of This Side Up comedy troupe for 6 years and has appeared in
Why Mosquitoes Buzz in People's Ears,
The Lorax,
The Lion King,
The Sound of Music,
Much Ado About Nothing,
Descendants,
The 13 Clocks,
Julius Caesar,
High School Musical 2,
The Vaccine,
Matilda,
Romeo and Juliet.
Xanadu,
He won the Shakespeare Award for Best Emerging Teen in 2021.
The Wizard of Oz,
The Odyssey, where he won the Shakespeare Award for Best Character Development.
Chicago,
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
She Kills Monsters,
Night Before Christmas, where he won the Shakespeare Award for Best Leading Performance in a Musical.
Twelfth Night,
More Than Anything.
and in May, As You Like It.
So, Elijah, we know you've been here for a long while, but how do you originally get into acting?
So my old school, the Philadelphia school, which is where Shane went, each year the third grade puts on a third grade play about immigration and world events. And so I was in that in third grade, and I played an announcer for one of Jackie Robinson's baseball games. And I just remember getting up and saying my lines and just loving theater. And so I asked my mom if I could continue to do it, and she signed me up for TPS, the Philadelphia School Drama Club, which was led by Liz Fredette, who is who does a bunch of stuff at MacGuffin. And so she connected me with MacGuffin, and rest is history.
Oh, I didn't know that she helped.
She went to my school for a club once as well, which
didn't
is
know that.
kind of also how I got into acting.
So, what do you think has been your favorite role so far at MacGuffin or at your school?
So I would say my favorite role that I've had is probably Jack Skellington. That was just so much fun. I loved getting to lead the cast and just really immersing myself in character development and everything. And the most fun I've had in a show is in Romeo and Juliet. There was lots of cool fight choreography. I got to learn how to do a fake punch and a fake slap. And I got to throw a trash can at someone, which was just super fun.
Who do you play in that?
I played Samson. He's one of the captains.
Yeah. Do you have any personal pre-show rituals that you do before going on?
I would say during Past the Pulse, I'll close my eyes, and in the middle of the room, I'll envision just I don't know, like a bright light or something that's just like connecting everyone. So that helps me like ground and center me before the show starts.
I like that. What do you think has been your most difficult audition and what happened?
I would say I've had a good amount of difficult auditions. I think at the auditions for Romeo and Juliet, I wanted to audition for Capulet, like the dad. And I just didn't have my monologue super down. I think I was really nervous. And I had to ask for a line a number of times. So that was definitely a tough one. I think just sometimes like especially when I was younger, I just didn't practice my monologue in front of people enough. So once I got up stage to audition, I just like it kind of shocked me and I got scared.
While on stage, what was the craziest thing that happened?
I would say definitely some of the fight choreography in Romeo and Juliet. One time I was throwing the trash can and I like skinned my arm a bit, which wasn't the best. And also I think Alice Alsop said this in her interview, but when an actor threw up backstage in The Odyssey, that was not great. I was backstage for that, but that wasn't great.
So we were talking about earlier how you played Jack Skellington in Nightmare Before Christmas. What was the hardest part about playing that role?
I would say the hardest part, like there were two really main hard parts for me. One was definitely just all of the makeup and hair. Me and Joey Schulman would sit backstage for 45 minutes to an hour every night, and she would just patiently apply my makeup, do my hair, and we had a lot of nice chats, but there got to a point where she had to like start putting makeup around my mouth so I couldn't talk much. It was kind of just her like talking at me, and so I got to know a lot about Joey, which was great, and I love Joey.
Speaking of all the makeup, what was the hardest part about putting it on or having it put on you?
She had to use this like wax to put my hair back and then put this like white goop in it. And that was not the easiest to get out in the shower. I had to scrub. But it was like cool to, because I'll always watch these videos of like professional actors going through like 3 hours of like hair and makeup. So it was nice to like get a bit of an intro to that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What production do you think has taught you the most about acting?
I would say probably The Odyssey. I had to play like I think 3 or 4 different roles, and Liz really encouraged me to make each one different. And I think I had, I played Antinous in The Odyssey, but I also was a sailor and a member of the island, and I was just that was definitely a challenge because I had to like differentiate each of my roles, but then also be a good member of the ensemble and make my character Antinous, who was like a villain, very mean and like defined. Just balancing all of that was definitely a challenge.
So in May, we're putting on a performance of As You Like It, which you are in, and you are playing Phoebe in As You Like It. What drew you to that role? There was like a workshop in December just to like get to know the roles a bit, and I didn't know too much about As You Like It before, but I read for Phoebe, and she's super cool. I love comedic roles, and I had a lot of fun playing Sir Toby Belch last year in 12th Night, and I think I was just drawn to the comedy of Phoebe, and I think we're going to play Phoebe as a guy in this, but I think it's cool that I can experiment with the gender of this role, and I think what's great about Shakespeare is that his plays are so like universal and they can be applied to the modern day, and I think it's cool that they don't really necessarily need to be the gender that it was made. Do you think you're gonna change the name for Phoebe because Phoebe's originally a female name?
We're talking about it, but I don't know. We could.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. What do you think is a piece of theater advice that you have for the younger generation?
I would say just like the number one thing is being prepared and knowing your stuff, because it isn't like, you can be an amazing actor, but if you don't know your lines and you're struggling and asking for a line, then that like inhibits not only your performance, but everyone else's performance, because, acting is all about reacting, and people can't really react to you if you don't have much going on. So I would say like before you can get into any of that like deep, complex acting, you just really need to know your lines, your blocking, and just be prepared.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we're going to move to our more general questions. And our first one is, what is one of your favorite words?
One of my favorite words, I love the word enigmatic. And I just love to say that.
What does it mean?
Enigmatic, I don't super know, but it's really...
it's similar to charismatic, I think.
So it sounds like.
Yeah,
yeah, it does sound like that.
An enigma is like something that's like strange or like really draws people in. So
yeah,
something like a mix.
Yeah.
Maybe. Speaking of favorites, do you have a favorite noise?
A favorite noise. I love the sound of like rushing water. That was always my favorite sound as like a kid. And I love going on hikes in like the Wissahickon, and hearing like the streams and rivers.
Yeah.
So what do you like on your pizza, and who makes the best pizza?
Okay, so like hot take, I love pineapple on pizza. I really like pineapple on pizza.
Yes.
It's great, and I like spice. I like spice on my pizza, like pepper flakes or like hot sauce or chili oil. The best pizza, I like and pizza a lot. I think it's like custom. It's like a bit of like a longer pizza. They're really good.
Cool.
You can put a lot of toppings on.
Try that.
Yeah. In your opinion, what do you think is the scariest animal?
The scariest animal, the cockroach. I do not like cockroaches at all. I just am not a fan of bugs, and cockroaches just really creep me out.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes. If you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Ooh, I mean, it would probably be something from theater. I watched like the new adaptation of West Side Story last night. And G Officer Krupke is the song in that, and that's just like so great. So probably
I've never seen West Side Story, but I've listened to the soundtrack, and that is the best song from it.
It's great. Yeah, you should watch it.
Yeah. What aspect of your friends do you think you appreciate the most?
I think I have a lot of friends who are very proactive. And they are really good about checking in on their other friends and making plans, and I really value that in people, and I think I want to I'll emulate that in myself.
Yeah. Name something that your parents always say to you.
My parents always say that I need to get more sleep. They often hear me walking around late at night, and they'll talk to me about it, and I do appreciate that. Mom and Dad, I want to try to get more sleep.
Yeah. Well, something that might be preventing you from your sleep is your phone. What do you think is the most used app on that?
My most used app on my phone? Probably iMessages. I've been like deleting social media and like YouTube and stuff, so I've been trying to make my phone more boring. So probably iMessages.
Fun.
More on that topic, what is one thing that you own that you should really throw out?
Ooh, I think I have a lot of like old electronic devices that I don't really use that are just like sitting like cluttering there, like old really old phones that I used to like play with, and like old video games, and I think that I just like should clear that out and make my house less cluttered.
Yeah. Thank you, Elijah. Now we're going to take a look at a scene from More Than Anything, where you played Hedwig Sager.
Cool.
This scene takes place in Act 1 of John Ray's musical More Than Anything. What's going on here?
So in this scene, Sam, the main character, she is introduced to the Satanic Snow Weasels, which is Hedwig Sager, my character's band. And so they're having band practice in my basement. And this song, Ride With Me, Hedwig has written, and they're kind of trying it out for the first time. They're playing it through, and partially for Sam. So this was super fun to do. John kind of gave us like some like loose choreography to do, but then a lot of it he left it up to us to kind of add our own flair to it. And so I got to really see how crazy I could get with it. I think this is one of the first shows that we did in front of an audience, and so it was a bit scary to like bring those like crazy moves in front of an audience. But it ended up being a lot of fun.
Cool. What was the most fun part of playing Hedwig?
I think kind of like
drawing inspiration from like rock artists that I liked, and I'm wearing one of my favorite bands, Wednesday, and I'm wearing one of their shirts, and so it's kind of fun to like take inspiration from other rock stars.
Cool.
What was it like working on original material?
I always love working on one of John's shows. I've worked on some of like his new shows, like Click Clack Moo, and then this was fun because it was like a very, more like older show, and so it was cool to like learn all of these new songs and get to like kind of develop a character with John because he wrote the show.
Cool.
And we'll be right back.
Hey Philly! Ready to take the stage or jump in front of the camera? At MacGuffin Theatre and Film Company, we grow actors. From your first musical theater song, acting scene, or comedy improv game to your final bow, you'll act, sing, and dance your way through classes, camps, open mic nights, and free, full-scale productions right in the heart of the city at the Adrian Theatre. Whether you're 7 or 17, this is where confidence shines, creativity soars, and friendships last a lifetime. Take a part in the company that's inspired over 8,000 young performers for 27 years and see why we say,
MacGuffin Theatre Film Company! We grow actors.
Sign up today at MacGuffinTF.com and grow your character while you step into the spotlight.
Now, back to the show.
Okay, so this is one cool thing where each of us are going to tell you about an app, a song, a trend, a movie, a show that seems really cool this week.
Okay, I'll go first. So one cool app from this week it's called Lock It, and it's basically like a mix of messages and maybe Snapchat kind of. And I found like all my friends from school on it, and we've been like sending each other's messages all week, and it's really been fun.
So mine isn't really, it's like food related, and I had the best empanadas. I usually am like okay with empanadas, but this was the best empanada I've ever had because they were like and I had a beef empanada, and like the beef was just so well made, the crust was amazing, and I usually am not a big fan of onions, but the onions, they were so good. They were amazing. I loved it. It was like the best empanada I've ever had.
Where do you have it?
I don't know what it's called.
Oh.
No, okay.
Oh,
I know, like I know where it is. It's in my neighborhood, but like I don't go there a lot. So like
One time kind of thing.
It's like my mom sometimes orders empanadas, or she doesn't make them, but like she like orders them and like puts them in the oven so they make. And like so I never like had like an empanada fully made, and then like here it's like a fresh empanada, like wasn't in the package, then like put it in the like microwave,
preserved or
something.
So one cool thing that happened to me this week, not really cool, but I went to Toronto, and so we ate lunch. Yeah, well, we had to go through customs, and we thought we weren't going to have to check our bag. Turns out we had to check our bag, and it ended up getting lost. They did not put it on the plane. Like the bag was just not going to Toronto at all, and so we had to basically just scramble to. We called the airport, and basically it got to us in the middle of the night, and so we basically because it had all of our like clothes in it, because it was just two people going, me and my dad. So we just did not have anything until the next morning because our bag did not get checked at all. Well, it got checked, but they didn't put it on the plane for some reason.
Why did you go to Toronto?
I was going to play in a tournament for a card game that I play. I actually ended up doing fairly well. I played in a side event, which was around 800 people. I made top 32.
What card?
That's really good.
Magic the Gathering's like strategy card game.
That's cool.
Yeah.
One cool thing that happened to me today, or actually a few days ago, it's not really cool. I went to the orthodontist to get my consultation for my Invisalign with rubber bands, and I got to see what the inside of my mouth looks like.
Okay, I guess that's fun.
Suppose.
Interesting.
I suppose. Yeah, no one does want braces.
Our final bit today features the Mechanicals acting troupe here at MacGuffin.
Hi, I'm Liz Fredette. I am the director-in-residence of MacGuffin and the director of the Mechanicals acting troupe, and right now they're going to share a compilation of 100-word essays from the New York Times Teen Contest.
In the 4th grade, I ran an underground slime empire armed with hot pink glitter glue, contact solution, shaving cream, and laundry detergent. I crafted slimes of all kinds. Cloud, clear, rainbow. Each masterpiece had its price. I'd whisper, $2 for cloud, $3 for glitter, slipping bags of gooey magic into eager hands at recess. My clientele, everyone. My competition, non-existent. Until one fateful day, the principal summons me. My empire had toppled. The evidence, a stinky trail leading straight to my desk. Busted. My career as a successful tycoon was over, but my legacy, iconic. I hear footsteps down the hallway. I don't look up, but I know exactly who's coming. Acts natural, I think to myself. I lean against a brick wall and pretend to be very interested in my weather app. 77 today, 79 tomorrow. I glance up and see the person I've been wanting to talk to the whole day. My heart flutters. I try to think of something good to say. He was trying to do the same. Yet the best you could think of was, bye! Ugh. I'll try again tomorrow.
6 p.m. The words, "I dare you," were muttered at an empty park. 6:05 p.m. I slip my legs into a baby swing. 6:15 p.m. My friends and I laughed hysterically as my legs dangled. 6:30 p.m. I was stuck. 7 p.m. No one called a parent in fear of stark punishment. 7:30 p.m. My legs became red and numb, but we finally called a parent. 8 p.m. The fire truck arrived with baby oil and bolt cutters. 8:15 p.m. Freedom! 4 years later, my friends still call me Baby Tim.
Left arm wrapped in a bright yellow cast, I marched into my first grade classroom, brandishing my shattered wrist for all to see. Can I sign it? For the next 3 weeks, I was a celebrity, elected line leader. I paraded my troops across campus, signatures and doodles adorning my casted arm. But it turns out, I wasn't the celebrity, the cast was. Castless, I asked Molly, the prettiest girl in class, what she thought of my now splinted arm. Your breath smells like barf. To the back of the line I went, with the rest of the W's, X's, and Y's. The three of us walk on a sidewalk, walking side by side as we head home. We take turns talking to one another. 3 isn't an even number, so one of us is always left out. The sidewalk narrows, and soon it's only 2 of you standing side by side. I stand behind and walk alone. I cross the street and continue walking on the opposite side. By the time you guys notice, I'll already be home. Later, you'll send me the same text. Sorry, we didn't notice. And I'll respond with mine. It's fine. So, who's your crush? We sat on the floor of her basement, surrounded by crumbs and an unnecessary amount of pillows. I avoided the question. I don't have time for that kind of stuff. Oh, tell me, there has to be one boy. She was going to interrogate me until I gave a satisfactory answer. I sorted through the people in my science class. Finn, from your science table. Of course I knew. I saw you sneaking glances at him. She was wrong. I was glancing at her.
The skirt was pink, tulle, and larger than my entire body. My mom always had a flair for the dramatic when it came to outfits, but this was a new level of absurdity, even for her. A denim jacket and neon orange belt? Sure, but this skirt, it nearly got stuck in the car door. Every time I moved, it bloomed around me like a small rebellious garden. I wasn't thrilled, but as I swished into school, the stares weren't of mockery. No, they were full of unfiltered envy. 3rd grade had never seen power like this.
We'll see you next time on the MacGuffin Experience.